To one of the last questions before we get back to the disagreements. Would you rather cross paths with a man or a bear in the forest? Starting with you, go ahead.
I really don't know what that entails, but I would say a man. I mean, it's just a man.
So random man, random bear, essentially.
What does that, like, what do you mean by that?
So you got the whole U.S. population of men, the whole U.S. population of bears. Could be a random man, could be a random bear. Could be a black bear, brown bear, grizzly bear.
Oh, and then could be like a serial killer.
Sure.
Okay.
It's a random man. It could be a serial killer. It could be Kyle. You pull up the meme really quick. Actually, hold on. We'll wait for the meme. Man or bear?
I would say man.
Okay. Sina, what about you?
I said that it depended on what type of man.
Well, it's random man.
A random
You don't get to pick, right? Random man, random bear.
A man.
Okay. Lexi, what about you?
The man.
You says depends on what type of bear.
Well, since you said it was like random bear, random man, I feel like the odds of you coming to like if it's a brown bear, that kind of sucks. If it's a black bear, if you're just loud, it'll.
Sure. Okay. Pause.
When I first came on, I said bear, but after talking about it a little bit, I'm changing it to man.
All right. Chloe.
A bear.
Ellen.
I think I wrote a bear, but...
Bear, yeah.
Bear. A bear.
A man.
All right. So I think it was, let's see. Bear. Let's talk to you guys a little bit. Why do you pick bear and why don't you pick man? Go ahead, Chloe.
I trust animals more than I trust people. I think there's more solid reasons why animals do things than there are people do things. But I will say part of it's just my delusions. I like to think I'm a little animal charmer, so I like to make believe and think I could be friends with it. But
Okay. And why don't you pick men?
I don't trust them.
You don't trust men?
Yeah.
Okay. Just don't trust them, that's it.
I think the average man is less trustworthy than the average bear.
That's a pretty big indictment of men, but all right, Ellen, why do you pick bear and why don't you pick man?
Wait, like, where's the setting? Is it like a forest?
Yeah, forest. Yeah.
Like a deep set forest or like a camping ground like Yosemite?
It is the Argonne forest in France. So there's probably still some landmines.
So there's still like people?
No. So either scenario, you're fully alone.
Fully alone.
Fully alone with either the man or the bear.
If it was a deep set forest, I think it's the bear because I don't see why just like a regular man would be.
Well, let's assume there's a hiking path.
Oh, then the man.
Then the man.
Because then there's like a reason for somebody or the man to like.
Well, there's also a reason for the bear to be there too.
Oh no, there's like a reason, or there's like.
That's where they live.
No, but it's just like the general population goes there, but like, I feel like a serial killer would just go to the random. Like,
how about this? Let me give you this one. So you randomly spawn in the forest. You just get dropped there randomly.
Okay.
Then there's two buttons that get presented in front of you. You can randomly spawn a random man. Or two buttons, or you can hit the other button, randomly spawns a bear. So there's not motives as to why they're there. You just random man of the entire U.S. population, random bear of the bear population in the U.S.
Then a man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why did you pick bear initially?
Because I thought it was like a deep, like dark forest, and there's like no reason for a human being to be there unless they're like kind of crazy.
Okay. All right. That's an interesting interpretation of the question. What about you? So why do you pick bear? Why don't you pick man?
Just don't trust the man's intention. I mean, even if it was a woman, I don't think I'd trust any person's intentions. Especially.
You'd rather be in the forest with a bear over a woman even.
Yes, because I don't trust anyone's intentions in the middle of the forest.
I think you guys are letting the forest part do a bit of heavy lifting.
Yeah,
here.
I mean, if it was public or...
Even in a forest, You'd rather come, and also the scenario, you're going to cross paths. You will cross paths with either the man or the bear. There's not like, you can't hide from them. They become aware of your presence. So bear?
Yes.
Because you don't trust people in general.
I mean, a bear can't, assuming the worst, a bear can't like torture you and rape you and everything, you know? And I mean, they'd probably maul you and kill you, but that's like, aside from like, I don't know, psychological torture. I'm just talking about like the capacity each one has.
Okay, so just to be clear, even a woman, you'd prefer to pick a bear over a woman, a random woman.
Yes.
Interesting. This is a new one I haven't heard. And then you picked bear. Why do you pick bear? Why don't you pick man?
I just feel like I would be better off with a bear than a man.
All right. So I guess those of you who you changed your answer, did you change your answer too, or you're still bear? Yeah. Okay, bear. You said you don't trust men. I guess a lot of you are concerned that the man in this situation, while the bear could murder you, the man could try to torture you before, he could try to essay you before. That seems to be a lot of the things that women will say on this one. I guess, what percentage then of men do you think are inclined to assault you in this way, to pick bear over man? Starting with you, Chloe, go ahead.
I actually wasn't even thinking about them doing something per se. I don't like the majority of guys. Like, really people too. I do agree actually with you. Even a woman spawning there, I just don't really like people all that much.
You dislike people to the point that you'd rather encounter a bear?
Oh, I'd love to test my luck. I love animals. So
the choice is like have a like gossip about some shit with like a bimbo. Like that could be a scenario. Like she's just like Paris Hilton or some shit. It's like,
no, I don't want that.
You'd pick a bear over Paris Hilton?
Yes. If I wanted to talk with someone and like hee ha ha and chit chat, I'd go to like a salon or go somewhere where I'd want to talk to people. If I'm in the woods. Can
I ask you a question? If you didn't eat breakfast today, how would you feel?
What do you mean?
If you didn't have breakfast this morning, how would you feel?
I'd be a little hungry.
Okay. All right. So you pick a bear over any human. What about a baby? There's just a baby in the crib. It's crying, maybe. You pick the bear then?
I'll pick the bear because I don't want the baby to spawn in the forest. The baby should be at home with its family.
All right, good. That's a great. Okay, cool. All right, and then why? So, you. What's the percentage chance of a woman doing something bad to you to the point that you'd rather pick a wild animal that's like 4 times as big as you over a woman? Like, what are you afraid that a woman's going to do to you?
I mean, with an animal, it's clear cut. You know, they're either going to eat you or they're not, or they're going to go somewhere else. You don't know a person's intentions, especially in the middle of a forest.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 women here. I mean, like, you would rather spawn with a bear than any of the women here at the table?
I mean, excluding Paz.
So all the other women here at the table, you'd rather be in a forest with a bear than any of them?
I don't know who they are.
You don't know them,
I don't know
right?
their capacity.
You don't know them. Like Ellen over there, she could fucking stab you, bro. She could fucking pull out her knife and just start shanking you live on air.
Yeah, I don't know.
She could be violent.
Right.
Okay.
What if you changed it from a bear to a lion, just by a show of hands? Would anybody's answer change? Random bear or random lion or random man?
No.
Is this because like lions are maybe perceived as more aggressive?
Yeah, like 20-fold.
Yeah. It doesn't change? Okay. All right.
Tyrannosaurus Rex, random Tyrannosaurus Rex or random man?
Yeah.
Anybody's answer change?
T-Rex or
no, yeah, maybe a T-Rex because they can't really get to you.
What?
They have tiny arms.
Yeah, but they have. Oh,
I mean, they're like big and they can like run fast.
Rewatch Jurassic Park, bro.
Okay, show of hands, real quick. Random velociraptor or a random man? Show of hands.
Velociraptor or man?
You can just like climb the back and they can't reach you.
Okay, pause. I'm gonna get you in a cage with a velociraptor. Let's see how that goes. Does it change it? Velociraptor or man?
No, it doesn't change.
It's still velociraptor.
Yes.
Velociraptor? Look, I'm gonna be honest, I'm damaged. So I would probably still the
Velociraptor or man?
I don't know. Velociraptors are cute.
What the fuck? Right,
they're like,
what the fuck?
I used to call my little sibling a velociraptor. I don't know.
That's great. Okay, a couple more clarifying questions then. Okay, going to the men though. To the men, I know you said you don't even want the woman over the bear. What is the risk assessment on, like, what percentage of men do you think would choose to, like, SA you out of the random of the male population in the United States?
I don't know, but am I willing to take that risk in the middle of a forest? You know, someone who would me?
I mean, typically when you're doing a risk assessment, if like the risk of something is like 0.0001 versus say like 50%, you're gonna like, you know.
If the man chooses to SA me and I have to live with that for the rest of my life,
there's no guarantee in this situation that it's not a guarantee you get SA'd.
Okay.
Do you think that, or do you think that it is a guarantee?
No, I don't.
If you're alone with a man, he's gonna SA you.
I don't think that it's a guarantee.
Okay, so what's your risk assessment? What's the percentage?
I'm going on the worst possible scenario. So if it's like the man's gonna SA me and
what is the percentage of the worst possible scenario happening?
I would say like in the forest. If we're talking about just in the forest, it's a 50-50 because you don't know what type of person they are. They could be a hiker. They could be someone who wants to get a person alone, and do whatever they want with them.
What do you think a Tyrannosaurus Rex would want to do?
Kill me.
Do you think that you could like calm it down?
I could do it.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't really.
I don't know.
Wait, so 50% of men though would
in the forest.
In the forest. Okay.
Well, let me just ask this real quick, Brian.
Yeah.
If you were assured death or a random man in the forest, which would you choose?
Probably death. I just don't know what the person is capable. Like I said, not man. It doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. If I'm in the middle of the forest with them, I just don't know what they'll do. Versus if a bear is mauling me in 2 seconds, then I'm already gone.
So what is the percent risk of anybody trying to SA you, trying to hurt you in some way? What's the percent risk?
I would say it's 50-50. Anyone.
50% in the forest.
In the forest.
What about in urban settings?
In urban settings, probably I would say like 75% they're not going to do anything, and maybe 25% they are.
How about this? You're alone in a room with a man. What's the percent there? What percentage of men would do something?
If I'm alone in a room
with the man. Yeah.
I would say it's hard to say. I don't know. Maybe like 60% that they're not going to do something. 40% they are.
40%.
I don't know the true intentions of someone.
Okay. So 40% of the time you've been alone in a room with a man, you've been SA'd.
No. I mean.
So how do you?
I can't calculate probability.
Have you ever been in a room alone with a man?
Yes.
Have you? I mean, it sounds like from the previous statements you've made, you have had casual sexual encounters. I'm assuming these were consensual. Maybe not all of them, but.
Yes. And it's just been with one person who's had good intentions.
Wait, you've only had that with one person?
I'm not saying like that. I'm not like saying that like, oh, it's like 100 people and then it's like 25% of them are like wrong. And then, you know what I mean? I don't.
Okay, so 40% of men. So just to be clear, do you have any male siblings?
No.
You have male cousins. You have a father.
Yes.
All right. 40% of your immediate family are essayers.
No.
What makes your family superior to the general population?
I mean, I don't know, because I know them on a personal level. I don't think they would do that. But I'm not saying it's limited to a man.
Isn't it the case with some of these statistics that it's more likely to be somebody you know who does this to you?
You're right on that. I'm just saying if it's any random person, I'm not limiting this to a man or not. I'm saying there's like a 60-40 chance percent of them being good versus bad.
What's the population, the adult male population of the United States? It's 165 million. 40% of 165 million. Sorry, I'm fucking terrible. Of 165.
So let me ask you a question real quick. Just another curiosity question I was wondering about. You agree with me that people can overcome horribly traumatic experiences? They can overcome those? At least some percentage of people can.
Some percentage, yes.
Yeah, at least some percentage. Can they do that if they're dead?
No.
No. So if you had to choose on behalf of other women who were not you did not know the woman, but you had to spawn them in the forest with a random man or a random bear, which one would you choose then?
I don't know. Look, me personally, yes, I would choose the bear. For them...
Yeah, no, but this is not you personally.
For them,
this is you choosing for somebody else.
I don't know. I mean, I guess if... I don't know. You're asking me if I'm choosing between them being dead or having a traumatic experience they're going to eventually overcome, like...
Well, I'm not asking you that. I'm asking if you had to choose on behalf of another woman who was not you, did not know what the choice would be that this woman would make, but you could spawn her into a forest with a random bear or a random man, which one would you choose then?
I guess the man. I'm just saying I couldn't deal with an extremely traumatic experience. I'd rather choose being mauled and being dead in 2 or a couple minutes. If it was another woman, maybe she might be stronger than me. I don't know.
Well, just on your risk assessment really quick here, you said 40%. Are you prepared to say that 66 million men in the United States are inclined to this kind of crime?
No, I didn't say a hard fact like that.
Well, you said 40%.
Yeah, that's based on my belief of whether or not I trust a person alone in a room or alone in the forest.
Right, but the question was, what percentage of people would be inclined, or what percentage of men would be inclined to do something like this? And you said, to which you answered, 40%. So you have to say that 66 million men in the United States are inclined to do this.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I am more cautious of their intentions. That's my belief. I don't think that a lot of people are. I think that's not the case.
And then those of you who said bear, I guess final thing, then I'm going to move it on. Does it change anything if it's 10 men versus 10 bears?
I don't know. I still think it's kind of fun. I don't know. I don't know. I just like them. I would take my chances for a little adventure.
What would be fun? Expecting to play around with the bear?
Yeah.
But what if they're all attacking you at once? Could you survive 10 bears versus 10 men?
For me, it's not so much of a concern of whether I'll survive or not. If I do or don't, that's just what happens. But
so what's stopping you from just right now? Do you just not care about living? Is that?
I just like my life experiences, and I would really like to experience possibly being able to befriend and cuddle a group of bears. I think
at the risk of death?
I mean, I would try to play with all the wild animals near me as a kid, so it's
what's stopping you right now from going to a zoo and jumping in the gorilla enclosure? There's literally nothing stopping you from doing it.
When I was a kid, my biggest dream in the world was being able to hang out and spend time next to a hippo. I knew how dangerous they were, but they're just so darn cute.
Maybe a baby hippo.
No, an adult, the big chunky ones.
Want a hippopotamus for Christmas.
That was my favorite song.
Only a hippopotamus will do. And I don't care if it bites me in half. I don't give a fuck. What is wrong with you? What do you mean? You gonna go hang out with the hippopotamuses? What are you talking about?
Yeah, you're gonna be dead, son.
One time I tried to befriend this coyote that was near us.
D-E-D.
Dead.
He wasn't so nice, but we came to a mutual understanding, I think.
That's good. Does it change anything for you if it's 10 men versus 10 bears?
I would take the 10 bears.
What about 100 men, 100 bears?
I would take the 100 bears.
I'm a little confused though. So you said 60%, like even using your own number that you provided, you said 40% of men would try to do something crazy, 60% wouldn't. So if the 60% of men, even granting to you the ridiculous statistics, no offense, 40% of men are evil and they want to attack you, whatever, there's 60 men versus 40 men. If 60 men saw you being attacked by 40 men, the 60 men would outnumber the 40 men. You don't think that they would intervene in this situation? They just let it happen?
That would be kind of crazy to watch.
Do you want to answer the question though?
I don't know. I'm just saying I don't like. It's based on each of them. I don't know. Like, I still would choose the Bears. Yes, that's my final answer. You
don't. All right.
What if the 40 men had guns? That would change it, and then they shoot me. I don't like.
It's just like average.
What if they had knives, and then the good men can't stop them? Like, we're putting crazy hypotheticals in this. I'll add even more crazy hypotheticals.
It's just interesting to me because there's this fear here. Well, if you're alone, that you're alone, but like you move through your life with other people around. You walk by men all the time in the street. They don't do anything to you. You've probably encountered thousands, tens of thousands of men. They've done nothing to you. They just walk right past you.
Are you assuming that? Because, like,
am I wrong?
People, yes. Like,
okay, so the majority of men that you literally just walk past, fucking slap you in the face.
Not the majority, but there has been times where I feel that people are like,
I don't care how you
past
feel.
Me, like, stalked me. Basically,
I don't care how you feel. Did they or did they not?
They made me feel uncomfortable. Yes.
How did they make?
Catcalling, harassing, walking behind you for like 10 minutes straight, trying to figure out where you live.
The majority of men
I'm
do
not
that?
saying the majority
or like
of
it
men.
Happens
You're
like
twisting my words.
It happens once a season. Some guy follows you. How often have you been followed home? It happens to women 100%.
I literally work in LA. Like, yes, I'm scared.
Okay, so homeless people?
I'm not saying homeless people. I just say, like, I'm scared on my walk back to my parking lot, like in a city. Yes, it's scary to me.
Okay, so
I don't know what their intention is.
But I grant that this happens, but like, how many men do you walk past and there's no encounter whatsoever?
A lot of the times.
Tens of thousands of men you've walked past your entire life who've done nothing to you.
Let me flip the question. How many times has a man been scared that anyone's going to do anything from him on the
Actually, there's statistics to...
You mean like if he's in prison?
I'm not talking about prison. I'm just talking walk back to your car. And like a crowded like suburban area.
Actually, as a man, men are more likely to be victims of violent crime. So yeah, I think about my safety all the time.
I just feel like this question's asked a lot more towards women, not men.
What do you mean? I just answered your question.
I know, but I fear for my safety. That's all I'm...
Cool. I fear for my safety too.
Okay, I'm glad we both agree.
Okay. I don't know if that was a really productive exchange there, but I mean, like, you think men are just like oblivious to their surroundings?
I'm sorry. I don't think it was a productive exchange for you to ask me if I was trapped in a room with 100 men and then 100 bears.
No, I said
and
the
then
forest.
The forest, fine. 100 bears, 100 men. Like I don't know where this conversation's going exactly.
Well, the reason I bump up the amount of people is that there's a component here of like, well, if you're alone, but like even using your own stats that you said it was 60-40, if there's 6 men who are good men and then there's 4 men who have bad intentions, that's still more men that would intervene on your behalf to protect you from these 4 bad men.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's why I ask it.
Yeah.
Despite this, you would still risk the bear over... It's just kind of crazy to me. Do you guys think that this is a sexist position to hold, to pick a bear over a man? Is it sexist against men?
No.
Not sexist. Okay.
I'm just saying, I've said any person.
Do you think it's sexist?
No, I didn't choose a bear because of that reason.
Oh, okay. No. Do you think it's sexist?
What was the question?
Do you think if you pick the bear over the man, do you think it's sexist?
Well, I'm thinking the bear because I think it'll be fun. I'm not thinking it because.
Okay, well, just engage for realsies.
What do you mean? You asked if I would pick a man or a bear. I said a bear. I have my own reasons for that. My reasons are I think it would be really fun.
Okay, I'm just gonna skip over. Not sexist. Question: if we were to change this to be like include race, so if people were picking bear over black person, would this be racist?
I feel like it would.
Why?
Well, because there's people are scared of black people, so to say. There's the statistics, and so I feel like more people would choose the bear because they would.
Okay. Would it be racist to pick a bear over a black person?
No.
It wouldn't be racist.
I would say that about any race, any gender.
Okay, I guess she's consistent. I guess.
What if I would normally choose a man over a bear, but if it's specified that that man is black, I would choose a bear. Would that make me racist?
Like if you're saying, you'd normally choose any other race man over a bear, and then the bear, the man is black.
Just a normal man doesn't.
Okay. Well, if you're switching the question in that way, yes. If you'd like, yes. But I know I've kept it consistent.
It is interesting. Okay, all right. I'm gonna move it off of the bear then. Let me see. We do have a chat here. We have Low Paladins. This woman is literally on the. Oh my god, bro! On the same mental capacity as the 4-year-old girl. Can I pet that dog? Can we get Brian to play that clip?
I love that clip.
You know what? I don't know what that is. Can I pet that
dog? She's just a really cute little girl. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love it so much.
All right.